Happy Homebrew Wednesday, kids. Figured I would take a minute just to say hello while we're racking some apple ale into a keg. I actually blew 2 kegs last night, which is pretty epically bummer of a day. But you got to drink the beer to make more beer. So I blew the rye saison keg and I blew the smoked porter keg. My father-in-law is he's a snowbird, so he's in Arizona for the winter, basically, but kind of came back unexpectedly yesterday, just for a couple days, and came over and brought me all the empty growlers and bottles that we had sent down with him in the fall, and said, hey, the guys at the park are putting in requests now, so that's a cool thing. So we sent some beer back with him, killed a couple kegs, now I got to get them refilled. So I'm gonna go tend to this keg, get this thing purged and stuck in the kegerator on some pressure, and I'll get back with you. Cheers, kids. Here's some other updates of what's been going on. Okay, the Not Moon Man Pale Ale has been on dry hops for 5 days. 3.5 ounces of hops, like an ounce and a half of Citra, an ounce of Centennial, and an ounce of Cascade. And I started to cold crash it yesterday, so it's been cold crashing for like 24 hours. I just pulled a little sample just to kind of see what it looked, smelled, tasted like. So clarity's all right. Little hop haze in it, but nothing crazy. And it's I'm only cold crashing at like 45 degrees so far because I didn't want to blow the motor out of my freezer trying to cool it down too fast. But so far, let me see if we get anything off it really. There's the aroma's decent. You kind of get that Citra. I mean, Citra kind of overpowers Cascade and Centennial for sure, but I think I get a little bit of butter too. Like, it's not I don't know what it is. It's hoppy beers I make. I always get this butter thing. It's not diacetyl. I don't think it's diacetyl because I don't get diacetyl in any of the other beers I make, but if I try and make really hoppy beers, they turn out buttery, and I don't know why. But this one is not bad. It's not noticeable probably to anybody else except for me. So, but I will always taste it in hoppy beers that I make now, and I think they'll always make me mad. So, such is life. It's good. Subdued for sure. Not nearly as hoppy as I maybe would have thought for the amount of hops that went into it, but this is also, that's coldish, not, I would probably serve it a little bit colder than this, and I think carbonated will make a big difference too. So I'm going to grab a sample of that graph too, because when that thing went into when I racked that into secondary, and it was still just crazy cloudy. So I'm going to grab a sample of that quick. Okay, let's give this a shot. You can see it's obviously cloudier, but not nearly what it was. It was like completely opaque, cloudy. And I wonder if that's the Windsor yeast. I think that's kind of, maybe I'm wrong, I think that's kind of a notorious slow to drop out yeast. Normally I would make this with Nottingham, but I kind of did it spur of the moment. The place I actually went to there's a liquor store around here that is a pretty good bottle shop, and he carries a little bit of homebrew stuff. So the pinch, I can go grab yeast there, and he was out of Nottingham and USO 5 somehow. So I said, Windsor, whatever, we'll try it. Smell is still definitely, there's some yeast there, but there's definite tart apple. But not like candy apple. It's definitely tart though. Let's give it a shot. It's tart. It's improved a ton since when I racked it. I took some just a little taste of it when I racked it to secondary, and I think there was just so much yeast suspended still that it was really not very palatable. This is good. It's really tart apple, kind of like Granny Smith apple-esque. It needs more time for sure. And carbonation, I think, will help this one too. It's not as sweet, I don't think, as the last graph I made, which could be just the wild apple juice, or whatever, the fresh pressed apple juice I use instead of just the super consistent store-bought stuff. So I think what I'm going to do, that the freezer is still sitting at like 45 degrees. I'm probably going to drop it to 34 tonight and let both these really crash out for a day, and then probably try and throw these beers, both of them, in a keg, like Wednesday or so, and try and have them. I don't know if they'll be ready to drink this weekend or not, but the pale ale might be. This one, I think, is probably just going to need, like a month to just sit and do its thing. So anyway, that's a guy talking about flat beer. Okay, the other thing I have going on is this little 1 gallon carboy. It's actually the last gallon of the smoked porter that I made sometime in December, I think. It was a smoked porter, and the beer, I think, is really solid. But it's not super smoky. So I entered it in the Minnesota Mash Out competition, and I got the score sheets back last week, and it scored like a 30 and a 32, which is fine. But both BJCP judges said, it's a really solid beer, but it's just not smoky enough to do well in a smoked beer category. But it's too smoky to do well as like a robust porter. So what I did is, let's see if this will focus. No, that's not going to work. Is I added a 1/4 ounce of this Lapsang Souchong tea, which is a smoked tea. I've never drank it before. I don't honestly know why you would, because it smells like it just smells like campfire. It's just straight smoked. So I added a 1/4 ounce to this carboy, and I kind of want to see how it comes out. And I want because the beer, if you want a smoked beer, drink a smoked beer. So I'm hoping it'll add a little bit more smoke to this beer. So that's something I'll kind of try and keep updates on, and kind of see how it comes out. Let me know if anybody's ever used that tea or had any experience with that tea, because it's kind of cool. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other portion of it. My sister-in-law randomly brought it over a couple weeks ago, and I don't honestly know why. I think she just saw it and thought it was cool. So I'm going to give it a shot. So that's me for the week. Little bits of just bits and bobs going on. So one other thing I was going to mention. Last weekend, I had the opportunity to meet up with another brew tuber. Just kind of like my nerd virgin moment. I met up with Josh from Northern Accent. That's the name of his channel. Traded a couple of beers, drank a couple of beers. Super nice guy. So go check out his stuff. I actually maybe I'll throw a couple, at least one, of a review of the beers he gave me up. So check it out. Okay, it's the first beer from Josh that I met this weekend over in the cities. This is his cream ale. So let's get it in a glass and see what happens. All right. He was worried about the short fill and it wouldn't be carved, but it actually looks pretty good, dude. Clarity's pretty decent, actually. I mean, it's good. Cheers, everybody. It smells. You really get the corn out of it, corn and the grain. I don't really get any hops, but I think yeah, the corn really comes through a ton. It's actually kind of crazy. For cream ale, that's a good beer, dude. It's really the mouthfeel is huge. My cream ales and stuff don't usually have this much mouthfeel. It's really kind of slick. Use your words, idiot. Slick, kind of full, like kind of a medium. You know, it's not an oatmeal stout by any means, but there's definitely some good mouthfeel there. I think this is one to be proud of, buddy, for sure. I definitely would not turn down a pint of it. So okay, here we go. Northern Accent beer review number 2. This is a porter. I think it's just a straight porter. It may be a vanilla porter from watching his videos. I think it's just a straight porter though. Sounds good so far. You can't really see much in the bottle, but let's see what she looks like. I might have been a little aggressive there. Looks like a tasty beer. Smells good. Roasty. Maybe a little bit of chocolate. Nothing crazy chocolate wise. Little roasty. Anyway, cheers, Josh. Cheers, guys. Let's see what it tastes like. Ooh, that's classy. It tastes a lot different than it smells. It's good. It's a little astringent, maybe. Kinda. There's a flavor in there that I can't put my finger on. I need to let it warm up, I think. I just took it out of the refrigerator. I should have let it sit out for a little while. So I think I'm going to let this pint sit, and maybe I'll get back to it in a little while. But I mean, all in all, for one of your first porters, it's definitely a good start, dude. Don't give up the ship. You got definitely something to build on there. All right, kids, that's it. I do want to welcome my buddy Aaron Gross to the Brew Tuber community. I think his channel name is just Aaron Gross, just like it sounds. So go check his stuff out. He's going to have over-the-top production value and props, and he's basically trying to put me to shame. He works for an ad agency, so he has the many nerds at his disposal to help him out with these videos. So it should be entertaining, if nothing else. Till next week, guys. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Yandu. Cheers.